So what lessons are we planning on leaving for the future generations? Let's talk about that today. Hey there, my name is Chris Hughes, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back. It's good to see you again. And if you're new here, by the end of this video, consider subscribing if this kind of stuff resonates with you. So let's get right into it. Earlier today, I was actually on the treadmill and I had a little idea. And these ideas tend to happen when I'm doing some form of exercise, or I'm outside, or I'm surfing. And usually they're pretty good ideas in my opinion. They might not be. Who knows? It's my personal opinion. Today's kind of idea came with one thought where it was just like, what is the legacy that I'm leaving in the future generations? And I just turned 31, so maybe my brain is starting to be like, hey Chris, you gotta start planning for the future generations that are gonna be following you and making sure that the things you're creating now are gonna be relevant, you know, a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 50 years from now. And that gets kind of overwhelming, to be honest with you. But one thing that kind of triggered with me was this is one of the coolest opportunities that we could have. Like if I have children and, you know, 10 or 20 or 30 years from now, the kids are watching me, like if that's you, cool, it's good to see you. Like it's a cool idea to me that right now we have the opportunity to use like a smartphone or a camera, upload something to YouTube and have an impact on people's lives in the future. And the way that we use this, you know, it could be anything. It could be sharing home videos, it could be sharing issues that we're going through at the time. In my particular thing, I do a lot of business stuff and a lot of like personal development. I guess my belief is that I want everyone I interact with, everyone who knows me, to have a positive message sent from me, like a positive experience or a positive result of our interaction, I guess is the proper way to say that. So it kind of got me thinking about the type of content that I'm creating. There are some things that I'm creating that are shorter term, that are, you know, strategies that can be implemented, like Facebook marketing. And if you're watching this like 50 years from now, there might not be a Facebook, there might not be a YouTube, there might not be Twitter. All of this could be gone. And the idea is this video, it could be uploaded somewhere else, somewhere new. So the concept is that I want to start creating content that's going to be helpful for the future generation. So things to help people get over, whether it's like personal issues they're going through, family issues they're going through. It's usually like mental things. Our brains always want us to fail or to not pursue our dreams because they're not realistic. Who cares? Like if you have a dream that you want to go for and right now it doesn't seem realistic, that's fine. If you can, like, break it down into achievable goals. Like instead of wanting to have it in 2 days, like break it down to like 5 years from now and figure out what it actually is. I just got a Tesla and it's a car that I've wanted for like 8 or 9 years, maybe 10 years actually. And what I did was I built a business so that I could get closer towards my goal, and every year I was getting closer towards it, and then I finally got it. And now it's awesome. Like I have the car of my dreams. You know, most people told me it wasn't possible or it wasn't a reasonable thing to want to have. And if someone tells you that something that you personally believe, like you think that you could have something, or you think that you could do something, there's no reason someone should stop you from doing it, from pursuing it. And sure, there are gonna be examples where like you shouldn't do things, but you have to make the decision on what you should and shouldn't go towards based on your personal life, your family life, your, you know, what's in alignment with who you want to be in the future. So if there's crazy things that, you know, will hurt humanity, you shouldn't do that. If there's things that will maybe enhance humanity, go for it. Like do it in your off hours, do it when you get home from work, do it before you go to work, do it when everyone else is sleeping. And the hours that you put in are gonna kind of compound. And I'm always a huge advocate for working smart. So if you're doing something that can be done by someone else, usually I like to do like a screen recording. So on my computer, I have an app that records the screen and I can walk through, you know, what to do. I can, you know, click over here, click over here, click over here, and then export, like whatever that happens to look like. You can do tutorials for things. You know, if you spend an hour doing something one time, you can hand that off to someone else and then you can work on something else. I'm a huge advocate for like outsourcing, hiring people out, because everyone kind of moves up and it just works out that way because you can focus on the things that you're best at. I guess the entire concept of this, I feel like I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but my intention for this was to start thinking about the legacy that you're creating and start creating content content that are going to be able to pass the test of time. And it's going to be hard to do because we don't know what the future brings. We don't know the level of technology we have now is even going to be available at that point. You know, maybe an ice age could happen, or like a craziness could happen, or maybe all of these things will be like in a little microchip that's planted in our thing and projected out of our eyes. We don't know this yet. So the idea is to create messages that are beneficial for, I guess, humanity as a whole, or, you know, if you have children, for your next generation, or maybe you're a mentor to younger people, things that they'll need to hear that'll help them get through tough times. Thinking back to like high school, a girl breaking your heart or a guy breaking your heart, it seems like the end of time because we've had such a limited experience of life at that point. So when it happens, it's like soul crushing. And if you're going through a breakup right now, I'm sorry, it is going to be difficult. It's hard, but people do say time heals everything, and it does. It really does. But the thing is, as these things happen, you need to kind of stop and reflect on, you know, what it really is and look at the grand scheme of things. And I think the average lifespan's like 75 maybe right now, 80. I honestly don't know. But if you look at it, if you're in high school, this is where you're at, and you still have all of this time. So doing the things that hopefully keep you along that path and help you with improving will be the important things to do. This really went on a tangent. Well, I guess that's part of this. It's part of, I guess, sharing this kind of stuff. I do want to be like open and honest with you about stuff. So I guess the purpose, like I said again, is to create content that will pass the generations, like pass through generations. Think about like if your great grandpa had a video recorder, what lessons would you like to learn from him or your great grandmother, or, you know, your mom or your dad or something like that. Think about what kind of lessons you would have wanted to learn from them growing up that would have helped and create that kind of stuff, the younger generation. So thank you so much for watching. If this was a little overwhelming, that's normal. I had a lot of ideas and a lot of them kind of spit out at once, and that tends to happen when you're doing videos like this. So thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe, and you want to learn more about me, you want to learn more about these videos, you want to see the next, I guess, direction that I go into. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.